Milwaukee is not the only city here in southeast Wisconsin under a curfew tonight. The mayor of Glendale earlier this evening putting an emergency curfew into effect. Mayor Brian Kennedy joins us live tonight. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Mayor. Can you talk about why you felt it was important to for Glendale to also have this curfew in place?
Sure. Glendale is an incredibly diverse city. We are very supportive of people being able to peacefully protest and to express their opinions and their First Amendment rights. But when we get some very credible threats against Glendale businesses, I felt it was really important that we make sure that we are protecting our residents and protecting our businesses here in Glendale. So I did issue a curfew similar to the curfew that was issued in the city of Milwaukee in order to protect our businesses here in Glendale and protect our residents.
Were any of Glendale businesses affected by the looting last night or this morning? And any more information you can share on some of those threats that you received?
Sure. So there were no damage to Glendale businesses, and I actually spoke with our police chief about 10 minutes before getting on this interview, just to get the latest status report. And things have been fairly quiet. I think issuing the curfew was the right thing to do, and it prevented having targeted areas in the city of Glendale be where people came when the curfew went into effect in Milwaukee. We feared that people would then move into the suburbs, and so we wanted to just make sure that we were essentially following the lead of the city of Milwaukee and doing the same thing. But no, we haven't had any damage reports here, and things have actually been really calm in the city of Glendale. Our residents respect one another, take care of one another, and tonight is no different than any other night here in the city.
All right, but it is hard to see what's been happening in Milwaukee and across our country as frustrations really are reaching a
Yeah.
peak.
No, it's tragic. I mean, there is an incredible amount of anger and an incredible amount of anxiety, and I feel there is so much pain right now in our society. From having come out of 2 months of being in quarantine, to then having to witness just such a tragic event that we all got to see play out on social media, and I understand the anger, and peaceful protests, and yelling, expressing your anger. There's one thing, but we wanted to make sure that the violent kind of protests that we've seen in a number of places didn't spill out into the suburban areas here in Milwaukee County. And I'm pleased to say that people have been really respectful, really working well to take care of one another and being there for one another.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Mayor Kennedy.
Thank you.
Coming